In this video, I'm growing cucumbers in cardboard boxes up the trellis that I made in my previous video. So I have already started some cucumbers earlier on this year, but because I had so much going on with the YouTube, I haven't quite worked out how my timings work with gardening and doing YouTube and everything else I need to do. So some things fell by the wayside. One of those were my cucumber plants. I didn't get them potted on quickly enough. Then I left them out when it was too cold. Then, I didn't water them frequently enough. And I decided, obviously, the state of them just wasn't worth continuing on with them, obviously. But the good news about sowing cucumbers, particularly here in the UK, is that you can start them even now. So we're just shy of June and it's the end of May, and I'm going to start some cucumbers. And for your information, I'm also starting this week some peas, garden peas, and some courgettes, because courgettes are also a crop you can sort of succession sow here in the UK. The season is long enough that you will get some fruit before, the frosts and before the season gets too cold. So the other thing I wanted to do was use these cardboard boxes. So I said in a previous video, I'll link that one below, about how I like to have a traditional cottage garden which grows flowers and crops, food crops, all intermingled together. I wanted to maximize the space in the garden by growing things amongst the flowers and up this trellis. And of course, the perfect crop for that is a climbing cucumber. So this is a market mall cucumber, which is a climbing cucumber as opposed to a bush cucumber. And so it needs this trellis to climb up. Now, the great thing about the cardboard box is, one, it costs me nothing, obviously. You either get something delivered in it, you probably have one in your garage or somewhere, storing something somewhere, or I can pick mine up at my local garden centre and DIY stores. They often just leave empty boxes for people to take for whatever use they want. Now you can obviously plant them straight into the ground, but the reason I lift mine up out of the ground is because I do have pets and I don't want my dogs sort of, going the toilet on my crops, or my cat for that matter. So I like to just differentiate. I like to just lift them off the ground. This actually also helps repel diseases also. The other great thing about the cardboard box, other than it's free, is that I can cut a big hole in the bottom. Now, the thing about cucumbers is that they have a wide sort of area of surface root. So this big box is nice and wide, so the surface roots can sort of fill up this whole box here. But the thing about the cardboard box is I was able to open out the bottom, which means the cucumber taproot can actually go right down into the ground, which means that the cucumber isn't restricted at all by the container that I'm using, which is perfect. It also means that that long taproot can access more nutrients than would be available if it was just in the pot, and also more moisture. So this is just going to make a healthier plant. The other thing I like about the box is that it's completely biodegradable, and it's also sort of inobtrusive amongst the flowers. So again, as I was saying about my trellis, I don't want things always to be a feature. Often when you buy pots in the garden centre or DIY store, they are designed to be features and therefore they cost you more. Well, I don't want a feature. I just want a utilitarian pot that I can grow my cucumbers in, to segregate them from the dogs and the flowers so that I don't forget that they're there, but also one that allows the plant to grow in its natural habitat, in its natural way, which is with its long, deep taproot. And of course, the cardboard box allows me to do that. And as you can see, I can even shape it into the space that I have available. And, in this case, I've put the trellis through the cardboard box to anchor the whole thing to the ground. And of course, it's surrounded by, here you can see it's surrounded by honeywort, cerinthy, Canterbury bells, a lemon balm, and various. It had some forget-me-nots and everything. It's got some dianthus just off camera to the side, and some cornflowers, and some buttercups. So there's going to be lots of bee activity around here, which is perfect for pollination. Now, I just mentioned before that there were two types of growing types of cucumber, those that climb and those that grow in a bush shape. And this, of course, is a climbing one that I'm showing you here. But there's another thing you need to consider with your cucumbers is, are they self-pollinating or do they need pollinating? So depending on the variety that you buy, they will either pollinate themselves or they need pollinating. Now, mine need pollinating, but because I'm growing them here amongst the flowers, and because my garden is organic and biodiverse, and I have lots of bees in my garden every day flitting around the plants, I don't need to worry about pollinating these cucumbers. So it's perfect. It's a perfect position for them. It is also south facing, so although there's all these plants growing around, the sun is now getting high in the sky, so these cucumbers are going to get plenty of sunshine to get them going. Now, I planted a lot of seeds in here, as you can see. That's to just ensure that at the end of it, I have enough plants to trail up this. If I have one or two to trail up this trellis, I will be happy. So I will prick out the ones I don't need, or if they're really healthy, I'll just move them to another spot. So before you sow the seeds, make sure that you water the compost thoroughly. And I tend to give it a good mix as well with my fork to make sure that, because sometimes you can water it and it seems like it's run all the way through, but it's actually just run through pockets, and a large portion of the compost beneath the surface is still dry. So to make sure that doesn't happen, just stir it around a bit first. Now, if you find also that the cardboard box gets soggy, you can support it with my favourite gardening method, my favourite gardening tool, which is the bamboo canes, which I then snap into the right size. I have them all dotted around my borders. When I plant new seedlings, I tend to put these little bamboo canes around to protect them while they settle in. And in this case, I'm using them to support the cardboard boxes because obviously as they're wet, they can bulge a little bit depending on the size and the shape. And the bamboo sticks hold them in place perfectly well. So the next thing I did was I watered them in, and of course I covered them with some chicken wire, which for me, which isn't essential of course, but I do have a cat and two dogs. And so that's just an additional thing that will keep them off my cucumbers and also prevent the birds, of course, from stealing any seeds. So again, I did this with the peas. So the peas were much the same. And I just took out the bottom, and then I used the lattice from my trellis, which I made in my previous video, which I will link below, to sort of anchor the box to the ground. And again, peas also have a long taproot, so they like to grow deeply. And I have found growing peas in containers to be a bit of a fail. So I think the only solution is to grow them in the ground. But because I need to be able to monitor them, and I don't, as I say, want the cats and dogs to go over them, then obviously I'm going to try this method of growing them in this time a taller box. It doesn't really matter actually, the box. It's just these suit the peas more because the peas have that deeper root, whereas the cucumbers have those wide surface roots, sort of just below the surface roots, and a deep tap root. The peas tend to just be more deep. So this is a perfect shape for those. It also happens to fit into the space where I'm growing them around these alliums. There is also another Canterbury bell and more Sweet William here. So lots of pollinators will be visiting this part of the garden. I also have a buddleia above, and the pollinators love the buddleia and some honeysuckle. So it's an absolutely great spot to discreetly grow these vegetables, and that's why I like the cardboard boxes as well, is because it enables me to discreetly grow veg amongst the cottage garden flowers. Because let's face it, the flowers are the showstoppers of any garden, really. They're the things that take up your eye. So you don't want to distract from those. But if you can grow veg amongst them as well, I mean, it's just a win-win for me. This is the perfect setup
So
for the
that's it
garden.
really. Then I did exactly the same with the peas as I did with the cucumbers. And I did plant in front of the pea box. I've got some straw flowers just to add a little bit more camouflage of the box while the peas are growing up. And I also just had these plants, and it is a cottage garden, so I put some straw flowers and some statice in front of these. So that's going to look really pretty. And then I put some more flowers around the cucumber box. And that's it, we're done. So I'm really pleased with that. And then in my next video, I found more space for growing. So I'm doing another raised bed, but again, I'm only using things I already have in the garden. And if you don't have this roll of wood that I'm using, then they are actually quite cheap to buy, but they're also really good for shaping. So I'm going to do my courgettes in those, because I have said in a previous video, if you don't have a lot of room and you don't have an allotment and you do want flowers in your garden, so you want to be selective about the produce that you grow, then, this is the perfect way to grow it. But that's what I like to do in my garden, and I like to find ways to grow these things discreetly amongst the flowers. Anyway, if you like that video and you got something out of it and it helped you, please don't forget to subscribe. I always forget to ask, but please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, etc. And also comment and share your tips. It's great when gardeners do that. And third of all, check out my website, www.jillbrotherton.com. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.